She broke ground on my land in March. By October, the marble floors were in. The infinity pool was finished by Thanksgiving, and I watched every single day of it. Quietly, patiently, with a folder in my hand that was getting thicker by the week. C. Brenda Sterling, HOA President of Cedarfield Estates, had convinced herself that a forged lease addendum and a community beautification resolution gave her the right to build a $6 million personal villa on land that my grandmother left me. She smiled at me every time a delivery truck rolled through. She waved from the scaffolding like she'd already won. What she didn't know, what I made absolutely sure she didn't know, was that I was going to let her finish every last square foot of it. And then I was going to take it all. My grandmother, Dorothy Webb, passed away in the spring of 2 years ago. She left me two things: the house she'd lived in for 31 years on Sycamore Bend Drive, and a separate vacant lot, Parcel 1 for B. She showed up at the house on a Tuesday morning, pressed blazer, clipboard, HOA lanyard, the whole presentation. She handed me a proposal. It was slick, professionally printed, full color, with renderings of a modest pavilion structure, a walking trail, and some manicured garden beds. I told her I wanted to review it with my own attorney before signing anything. Her expression didn't change, but something behind her eyes did. His response came back in less than 24 hours. He flagged 3 things immediately. What I did was send her a brief, pleasant email saying that I'd reviewed the documents and had a few minor questions, and that I'd like to schedule a follow-up meeting the following week. Instead, 3 weeks later, I received a certified letter from the HOA informing me that, pursuant to the Cedarfield Estates CC and Rs, Section 9, Subsection C, any vacant lot within the community boundary that remains undeveloped for more than 24 consecutive months was subject to mandatory HOA landscaping maintenance. The fine was $840, and the notice was backdated to cover a period during which my grandmother, who had died for months prior, had allegedly been in violation. By the time the landscaping crew finished the final grading in December, the structure on my land had been appraised. I hired an independent appraiser at $6.2 million. She waved at me once from across the fence line. I waved back. And on December 19th, Arthur filed. We served Brenda on a Thursday morning. I watched the process server walk up the front drive of the villa, my land, and hand her the documents at the door. She stood there reading the cover page for a very long time. My signature was on it, except Arthur had anticipated exactly this. The forgery finding hit the courtroom like a weather system. Brenda was removed from the HOA presidency by an emergency board vote 6 days later. The civil settlement resulted in the following: the structure on Parcel 1 4B, all improvements, all fixtures, and all landscaping became my property, free and clear, with full title transferred and recorded. I sold the completed villa 18 months later for $5.8 million. I used part of the proceeds to establish a small scholarship in my grandmother, Dorothy's name, at the university she attended in 1962. Stay documented. Stay patient, and never, ever sign anything without reading it twice. I'm Marcus, and this is Care in Conflict.